chat with Glendora, a show for living right. A chat with Glendora makes your day so bright. Words of inspiration, jokes to make you smile. Come relax and chat with Glendora for a while.
This is New Year's Eve, folks. The last day of the grand year, 2021. And Sandy and I counted 10 great things that had happened to all of us in the universe in the year 2021. Would you do that? Well, you don't have to. And these were very significant things. These were not me things. Selfishness, ego. These were great and wonderful things. Do you want me to count them for you now? I couldn't do that, but I remember one was the United States Post Office, the USA, Social Security, Medicaid. The creativity of the whole universe, of all of us together as one, and that one being God, what you call God. What? The creativity of all of us together. You know, all of our friends. You know, you and I and all of our friends. All of our people. All over the world. All over the universe. You think we have friends, brothers and sisters in other planets? Of course. Of course. Why? Because of the odds. There are billions and billions and billions of galaxies and trillions of stars, and each star having planets and trillions of planets. And we have this wonderful one called Earth, 24 hours, night and day. Yeah, you and I could sit here very easily and very comfortably and joyfully count 10 blessings, 100, 1,000, and never run out of blessings to count. One of the great ones is helping others. The satisfaction, the accomplishment, the joy of helping others. When all is said and done, the only thing that really matters is, how did we treat others? Did we do our job? Did we, folks? Did we do it yesterday? Yes, I think we did. I think we spent all day long helping others. Poor Sasha, her mother, needed a paper from the papers that we filled out for Consumer Direct. She needed a paper to get her husband, to get her mother out of the hospital and home for hospice. Hospice. Doesn't that mean dying? How could it be? We just met her mother last week, or a couple weeks ago. How could it be? And Carol did a magnificent job in getting in the papers to Consumer Trust that Melissa Grove took on faith. Melissa Grove took it on faith that we would keep our word and that we would have
The time is 8 o'clock a.m.
and that we would have the interview with Blaze and fill out the my job as an employer and read that and understand it, and we did that, and Carol saw to it, and that Carol saw to it that Glendora signed it and got it in before noon because they're lazy. They're closing at noon on Thursday. People are so bad lately on the work ethic. They just don't. Play comes before work. They don't understand that work comes before play. You get the work done, then you play. You don't play first and then do the work or not do it. But anyway, Carol got it in because Melissa took it on faith.
8 o'clock a.m.
Thank you, baby. And that Melissa gave Carol and Glendora Sasha's numbers, her work numbers. We wanted to put them into the phone, but apparently the system has changed and is going to go into Sasha's phone. Find out what's going on there this morning. Find that out and get it settled, or put them in the phone anyway. Okay. We spent all day helping others. And we called the key places on the internet where they say you can get a key made for like all four of them, for the two Lincolns, for the ignition and for the trunk, all four of them for $140. So we skedaddled to the bank to get enough money in there to make the $140 to order them. And then we find out that they, like all the others, the keys don't go back any farther than 20 years. They can't find them. So we did everything backwards that way. We should have first found that out, and then we wouldn't have had to go to the bank. How are you doing on finances? Well, let me tell you. I think we have $100 in the bank money, and we have 130 in one pocket. I think that's it. We have two checks. The Social Security check cannot be cashed until the 3rd of January. It's here, but it can't be cashed by the bank until the 3rd of January. IBID, the principal check for the Buffalo Evening News, which was owned by Warren Buffett, but I think he may have sold it. Hey Google, who owns the Buffalo Evening News?
Lee Enterprises, according to some information I found on Wikipedia.
Free Enterprises. Is that... Hey Google, does Warren Buffett own the Buffalo News?
Here is information from Wikipedia.
Okay, Google, you know that you have to speak it to me because I can't read. Yeah, I can read, but I can't see it. Oh, and I wanted to tell you about I've always thought it would be nice to be married to an archaeologist. The older you get, the more interested in you he gets.
That's a good one.
And Wayne, do you know what you call a miniature guppy?
No, you call a miniature guppy.
A microfiche. And then what do you have, hon?
The next one is blister and baby shoes.
We did that, but above the one...
Archaeologies.
Yeah, and above that one is a nomad.
Nomad.
Okay. What do you call a person, Wayne, who never gets angry?
A nomad.
There you are. Oh, thank you very much. And now, folks, here are some very bad words. They're high-class words for people who are not nice. What are they, Wayne?
Well, let me get my list and we'll
Abandon.
go words.
Abandon, Wayne, is the first one.
Well, abandon is to desert, to leave alone.
No.
Or it can be
no.
reckless if you act with abandon.
This is abandoned.
That's unresisting, self-summoned, forsaken, profligate, disregard of decency. Desolate.
Just a moment.
Wayne.
Tell us what abandoned means.
Abandon means unresisting self-surrender.
To vice.
Yes.
Unresisting self-surrender to vice. And what does profligate mean?
Well, that's somebody who is, it shows shameless disregard of decency, open and shameless disregard of decency.
Isn't that awful? Open and shameless disregard of decency.
Well, that sounds crazy.
What'd you say?
That sounds crazy.
Yeah. And by the way, it is Sasha Whalen who is with us today. Wayne, what is dissolute?
Resolute? A dissolute is reprobate.
No.
Oh, no. Resolute? Utter disregard of morals, throwing off all restraints.
Ooh.
Reprobate, complete...
Hold it, honey. We're dealing with dissolute, honey. Tell us what dissolute is again.
Well, it's like reprobate.
Go back and read the definition for dissolute, would you?
I don't seem to have one here. I don't seem to have that one. Dissolute, no. I have the word and I don't seem to have any definition.
Okay.
So we'll have to defer on that one and I'll look it up.
All right. And the last one is reprobate.
Reprobate, that's complete insensibility to reproof.
Wow. Well, thank you very much, Wayne.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you, Wayne.
And thank you, Miss Whalen.
Thank you.
Wayne, can you tell the folks, the people, the joke about capital punishment?
Yes, a woman was called for jury duty and she said, I cannot serve on this case. I cannot serve on this jury because I don't believe in capital punishment. And the judge said, well, do you know what this case is about? He said, this case is about a man who took the money that his wife had given him to buy a new car, and he went and gambled it all away and lost it. And the woman said, I think I've changed my mind about capital punishment.
Okay, next, Carol.
Hardest work?
What, dear?
Hardest
Oh, yes.
work.
A man says, I do my hardest work every morning before breakfast. Really? What's that? Getting out of bed. Okay, Carol?
Bewitches?
Oh, you know the one about bewitches, Wayne.
Yes. The teacher asked the boy to use the word bewitches in a sentence, and he said, I'll bewitch us all in a minute.
I think we'll have to tell that one over, dear. I should have rehearsed you on
Did I
that one.
butcher that one?
Use the word bewitches in a sentence. Boy, you guys go ahead. I'll bewitch us in a minute. Okay, Wayne, thanks anyway. Next, Carol.
Brunettes.
A man said that, I think brunettes have a better disposition than blondes or redheads. And what did his friend say?
His friend said, well, I've never seen the difference because my wife has been all three. My wife has been all three and I couldn't see the difference.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, next one, Carol.
Longer you wait?
A woman was making out an application for a job, and she came to the line that said, how old are you? And she waited and hesitated. She didn't want to put down how old she was. And the interviewer said that, well, the longer you wait, ma'am, the worse it gets. Okay, Carol.
ESP?
Just a minute. The accountant said to the secretary, I'm looking through your books here. What is this ESP? Look at it on page 14, ESP. Look over here, page 29, ESP. Look over here, page 35, ESP. What does ESP mean? And the secretary said, error someplace.
Banana peel?
You were such a neat little boy. As a mother and her son are riding along on the bus, not to put your banana peel on the bus floor. Where did you put it? In the pocket of the man riding next to me.
IOU.
Wayne, it used to be IOU.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what it is now?
No, what is it now?
I owe everybody. I'm having a poverty day, you know, Wayne.
You are?
Yeah, we've had about last 6-7 days, we've had poverty days. We're out of money.
Well, we're at the first of the month now, so it should be replenished.
And it's very much of it is due to that young man named Sean, who ripped us off for about $250, $300.
Oh, you haven't heard from him again?
No, haven't heard from him, honey.
Oh.
But you know, a man came in a couple months ago and did work on the on one of the Lincolns, and he had to buy material, and he went up to the store and he bought it, and he paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
No, wait, he purchased it, but I paid for it, and we sent in the request for reimbursement in his name.
Mm-hmm.
And I had forgotten all about that $90, and he came back and paid it.
Oh, well, that was helpful.
Yeah, so there are some honest people in the world.
Oh, yes.
Now, what's next, dear?
Ghost?
Ghosts?
Mm-hmm.
What did one ghost say to the other, Wayne?
One ghost said to the other, frankly, I don't believe in people.
All right.
That's 10.
That's it, honey?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thanks a lot. Now, would you read the words and the definitions of a despicable person? Despicable or despicable. The first one is abandoned, and that means what, Wayne?
Well, I thought you were going to have Carol read them, actually, but I'll get to my list, and
Okay, it means, abandon means complete self-surrender to vice.
Complete self-surrender to vice.
Next word is profligate. Open and shameless
Disregard.
of decency. Very good, Wayne, we got it together. How about, dissolute? Does anybody know what that means?
I'm having trouble locating my list here.
Okay, both of you are, I guess.
Yeah, I don't have the list.
We found the words. We were down to,
I had them a minute ago.
let's see, we had done profligate, now we were down to,
I think profligate was the one we were looking for.
Profligate.
profligate means what?
Open and shameless.
Indecency?
Profligate. Open and shameless.
Shameless disregard.
Of decency, that's right, Wayne, good for you. And after that comes
Desolute.
dissolute. And what is that one, Carol?
I have disregard, utter disregard of morals.
Utter disregard of morals and the throwing away of Where's the one that's a throwing away of all? Okay, what is reprobate?
Complete insensibility of reproof.
Complete insensibility of reproof.
A lot of words with negative connotations today. Corinthians 2:9.
2 Corinthians 2:9, Mr. Collins, what's it say?
Well, let me read it to you. 2 Corinthians 2:9 says, as it is written, he hath dispersed, no, I'm sorry, it's 2 Corinthians, yes, 2:9. For to this end did I write, that I might know the proof of you, whether ye be obedient in all things.
And now that's St. Paul writing to the Corinthians saying you be obedient in all things.
Yes.
All righty. And the hymn is God of our fathers
Whose almighty hand
leads forth in beauty all the starry band,
of shining words
in splendor through the sky,
our grateful songs.
before thy throne arise. What do you have for words, Carol?
Abandon.
Abandoned. What does it mean, Wayne?
Well, abandon is to act with disregard.
No, abandon means
Well, unresisting, self-surrendered, forsaken.
yeah, unresisting surrender to vice, isn't it?
Yes.
Unresisting surrender to vice. Are you ready for the next one, hon?
Yes.
And that is profligate.
Okay, that's disregard of decency.
Is that what it says, Carol?
Open and shameless disregard of decency.
Open and shameless disregard of decency.
Yes.
And the next one is dissolute.
Utter disregard of morals, throwing off of all restraints.
Yes. What does yours say, Carol?
Utter lack of morals and the throwing off of all restraints.
Utter lack of morals and the throwing off of all restraints. Restraint. And reprobate?
Yes, that means complete insensibility to reproof.
Wow. Wow. All right. What do we have for jokes, Miss Carol?
Let's see.
Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and mind. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, and mind. Did you find it, Carol?
When he left.
Pardon me, dear?
When he left.
When he left,
Yeah.
Please tell me it again.
When he left.
That's a joke?
it doesn't mean anything to me.
Carol, it doesn't strike a joke to me.
Okay, let's try a different one then.
Okay.
No dependence.
No, that was IRS yesterday.
Turn it off.
Wayne, did you know there's so many labor-saving devices on the market today that you have to work all your life to pay for them?
Rummage.
Rummage. Rummage. Rummage. Anything else, Carol?
Best rating?
What, dear?
Best rating.
Oh, yes, a reporter asked two co-eds why they came to this particular college, and the co-ed said, well, it had the best rating. Well, what do you mean by that? 10 male students to every 2. They are all looking for their degree called the MRS, right?
Yes.
Artist color?
Yes, the lady said to the artist, she was visiting the artist's studio, and she said, oh, your colors are so beautiful. I wish I could take some home with me. And he says, you will, ma'am. You're sitting on my brushes. That's a pretty picture.
Tail light?
The trooper stopped the motorist because he didn't have a tail light, and the motorist turned around and looked, and he began to shiver and shake and cry, and the policeman says, it isn't that bad, you just don't have a tail light. And the motorist says, well, where's my wife and trailer? Did you know that one, Wayne?
Yes.
I should have let you tell it. All right, let's see what the next one is.
Vanilla, chocolate, strawberry?
The customer in the restaurant said to the waitress, what kind of ice cream do you have? And she says, vanilla, chocolate, strawberry. And the customer says, you sound like you have a cold. Are you hoarse? And she says, no, just vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry.
Run away from home?
When the boy said that he was going to run away from home, his daddy said, put it in writing.
Hide and seek?
Oh, when the other children played hide and seek, this young man, he would hide, but nobody would seek him. Isn't that sad?
Yes.
It's so sad. He would hide, but nobody would seek him.
Oh, that is sad. Cleanliness?
Cleanliness is next to what, Wayne?
Godliness.
The little boy says next to impossible.
Special exercise?
Special exercise. No. No. Do you get anything on that, Wayne?
No.
No.
Special exercise.
Okay.
No.
Christmas present?
Christmas presents?
Mm-hmm.
The Christmas presents of today are tomorrow's garage sales.
School elevators?